Rashina is with us. Hey, Rashina, how are you?
I've been better days.
Uh-oh, what's going on?
Um, I hate to use this term, but I'm drowning. I've been reading your books and your program for the last couple months. You know what I could get at the library and watching your videos online. But everything's kind of come to a head, and I'm losing myself a lot, and I'm not sure what to do. I'm considering bankruptcy at this point. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to go back to school. I just honestly don't know what to do right now.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Mm-hmm. And how much do you make a year?
Um, at best, I make around 19,000.
Mm-hmm. What do you do?
Right now, I'm a substitute teacher.
Okay. So you have a teaching certificate?
No, I owe a debt that's actually preventing me from getting the certificate. So
I don't understand.
I owe a college. In order to do the teaching program in Texas, you have to have all your transcripts. But because I owe a school, they won't release it, and they won't let me go with the transcripts I have.
I got you.
Wow, that's really sad to hear. I mean, so she's only 28 years old. She's only making $19,000 a year. Now, this video is from 8 years ago, so do keep that in the back of your mind. But still, this is a very rough situation. And for her to earn more money, it sounds like she has to pay this $1,300 debt to the college because they're withholding her transcripts, which is just crazy. I'm not sure how that's even allowed because people need to go make more money to be able to pay off debts. Rough start here, but let's see how, Dave is going to parse this out and help Rashina here.
And how much do you owe them?
I owe them around $1,300.
$1,300?
Yes.
Okay. And how quickly would you land a job were you to get your transcript, do you think?
Pretty quickly. I've been subbing. I know this is going to sound so silly, but I've been subbing for about 4 years. The thing is, the money's not constant. I'm not working during the summers. I don't work during major holidays. So.
Do you live on your own?
Yes.
Man, you're barely making it, aren't you, kiddo?
I'm barely making it. And, I owe so much student loan debt.
How much other student loan debt do you have, not counting this $1,300?
62,000.
Yeah, that's overwhelming, making 19. And what?
Yeah, so $62,000 of student loan debt. She's only making $19,000 right now, and that $1,300 is withholding her from, progressing in her teaching field. Now, one thing she did mention as well is that she's not working in the summer, and I think she said major holidays as well. So again, if only $1,300 is really what's holding her back here from, progressing and earning more income, I would definitely be aggressively finding ways to earn that much money. That way she can progress her, her income. And she says she's not working in the summer because that's not part of her substitute teaching. Well, I would be doing anything, side income jobs, DoorDash, Uber, waiting tables, delivering, you name it. There's a whole slew of things you can come up with to earn. I mean, $1,300 you can earn, if you really put your mind to it pretty easily. So, she might just be in a really hard mindset, guys. So it's one of those things, sometimes it's easy to say something, and then when you're living it, you may just not feel like doing anything either. You feel stuck. So definitely feel for Rashina here, but let's keep listening and see what other advice we can parse out here.
What other kind of debt have you got?
I have consumer debt. I've taken out, I know some stupid decisions, I've taken out payday loans. I have a car note that got repossessed last year. They want $12,000 on it. And I have a new car loan because I couldn't pay cash, so I'm paying that too.
How much do you owe on that car?
The one right now around $5,000.
How much is your payment?
It's $200 a month.
Okay. All right. Well, let's walk through this for a second, okay? If you were to file bankruptcy, a Chapter 7 bankruptcy is the type of bankruptcy that cleans off all your debts, okay? Student loan debt is not bankruptable. So a bankruptcy would not clean off the $62,000. It might clean off the $1,300 one. I don't know. That sounds like that's a private debt, and that one might be cleaned. It would clean off your old repossession. It would clean off the payday loans. It would not clean up the $5,000 debt on the car unless you turn the car in. You don't get to get rid of the debt and keep the car. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
So you either keep the debt and keep the car, or you turn the car in and can get rid of that debt. Okay?
Yeah, so that's mostly accurate. I mean, I'm not a bankruptcy attorney, but Chapter 7 is the where it's going to wipe out almost all of the debts and the liabilities that you owe. You know, if there is some type of collateral against it, that's a little different. You might have to surrender the collateral. So, you know, on the car, you might have to surrender the car, and then you'll be forgiven on the rest of the note. For the student loans, yeah, it is true. The vast majority of those public student loans won't be forgiven even under Chapter 7 bankruptcy. However, especially in more recent times, there is the undue hardship, adverse hardship proceedings that happen where it is a possibility that you can actually get those student loans discharged, even public ones. There is a chance that they could be discharged, but again, that's outside of my technicality expertise, but it's not 100% non-dischargeable. And when this video was filmed about 8 years ago for Dave, it probably was even more unlikely, but nowadays you're seeing it more often. So do keep that in mind.
Okay.
If you want my opinion, I don't think you have a debt problem as much as you have a huge income problem.
I definitely agree with that.
If
But
we
I
if
don't
we
know
could
how
increase your income $10,000-$15,000 a year, you still wouldn't be making a ton of money, but it would change your life right now. Because let me kind of give you this number, okay? 1,300 changes your income because you get the transcripts back. 5,000 gets rid of the car debt. How much is on these stupid payday loans?
Well, I only took out 800, but as you know, the interest rate.
Yeah, how much do you owe on the stupid payday loans?
1,700 now.
Okay, so let's do this.
Man, those payday loans are so predatory. You know, Rashina here, she took out a payday loan of only $800, and she's saying her repayment is $1,700, so it's over doubled already. Man, it's just crazy to me that we allow those in our society. You know, it just preys on the most vulnerable, you know, people in our society. Obviously, Rashina's in such a tough spot, and she turned these payday loans just to get by, and of course, just makes it even harder for her, and it just adds a whole another world of stress. And when you're stressed, you don't make good financial decisions. Probably might be part of the reason she's, you know, not working in the summer is that she feels so stuck. She's trying to pay back these payday loans, things like that. So she can't just focus on the fact that that $1,300 is mainly what's going to get her increase her income and really hopefully set her free from this debt.
Math: $8,000, $1,700 there, $1,300 at the college, $5,000 on your car changes your whole life.
Yes, sir.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
$8,000, and then you've got a student loan that you're going to have to work your way through, but you got to work your way through that anyway. You're not getting away from that one. And you've got an old repo of $12,000 that you probably could settle for a couple grand. So 10 grand cleans up your entire life and makes it awesome, not counting the fact you got to fight through $62,000 worth of student loans. So, you know, that tells me that you really don't have a bankruptcy problem. You've really got a debt problem. You got an income problem. So,
All right.
So I don't really think that she does need to go and, you know, speak to a bankruptcy attorney and, you know, file Chapter 7 or Chapter 13, whatever she would qualify for, probably Chapter 7. I think it would make more sense just to get as much resources, as much work in as possible to get that small debt paid off, and then increase her income, and then work on paying down her other debts like her student loans and building wealth. So again, she probably just feels so dang stuck right now. And I get it. You know, it's such a tricky situation emotionally too, because that's the other half of this, guys. You know, the money, the numbers are one thing, but the emotional side of this, when you're the person that's living this, you feel stuck, you feel overwhelmed. And, you know, a lot of people out there aren't, you know, personal finance, you know, nerds like us. They're not people who, you know, kind of live and breathe this stuff every day. You know, if you just pluck someone off the streets and you put them in this situation, it's just truly overwhelming. So just keep that in your mind too.
how much is your rent?
About 600.
Okay.
a month.
Okay. And so here's what I want you to. Have you ever waited tables or delivered pizzas?
A couple of years ago, I was a waitress when I was a teen.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you're 26, you said.
28.
28. Okay. All right. What I would tell you to do if I woke up in your shoes, knowing what I know, and see, I don't have all the emotions of being overwhelmed and scared. I'm just looking at the math, so I've got an advantage right now. Okay. You've
Yes.
got the emotions of being overwhelmed and scared. I'm just looking at the math. And that gives me an advantage. I'm outside the forest, so I can see all the trees. You following me?
Yes,
So
sir.
I get that you're overwhelmed and scared, but I can tell you how to fix it. I mean, if I were you, I'd start working about 80 hours a week, 90 hours a week. I'd be delivering pizzas and waiting tables and whatever else you can come up with to make money. Tutoring, I'd be tutoring my little butt off. And a lady was on here last hour making $30 an hour in Charlotte tutoring as a teacher. And that's how she got out of debt. $30 an hour would change your life, you know? Pick up three or
Yes,
four
sir.
kids, pick up 3 or 4 places you can wait tables, and pick up odd jobs doing whatever. I don't know what you can do that's legal and moral, but I want you to go make an extra $2,000 or $3,000 a month. But you don't have no life. You can't breathe. You're so tired, your nostrils hurt. You follow me? You don't have to
Yes.
worry about it, though. You won't die from hard work. Right before you die, you'll pass out. You'll be okay. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
You need to work your butt off, your fingers to the bone, and go make you $10,000 in the next 4 months. Christmas, I want you debt-free except the student loans and the car repo. You get your transcripts back. You get the payday lenders out of your life. Don't you ever go in one of those places again. They're killing you. And get your car paid off, and then you're going to have a life. You feel it?
Okay.
You can do this. I'll walk with you. You call me back while you're working on it, and you and I will do this together. And you hold on. I'm going to put you through Financial Peace University, too. Get a community in your life where you can walk through this and get it done. You got this, kid. You can do it. But you just need a little bit of money, and the way to get that's work like a crazy person. Hold on. Kelly will pick up.
Yeah, so I honestly, this was a pretty good episode here and a pretty good commentary from Dave. I like that he's more encouraging, really uplifting this person because they were definitely not in a good spot emotionally. So uplifting somebody, showing that there's light at the end of the tunnel, to be optimistic, and giving them a path forward. And I agree. I think working as hard as possible, especially during those summer months, and just getting as much money piled on to that $1,300 and then that payday loan debt, and then working on the other stuff and getting this income up is going to make a world of a difference for her. Because I mean, $19,000. I don't care if you're in Iowa, Texas, low cost of living areas. Like $19,000 ain't going to cut it. So she really needs to increase this income. She just needs to get out of this emotional mud that stuck in emotional quicksand basically that she's in right now. So overall, really good analysis here by Dave. So I do appreciate him being more uplifting in this episode and giving a good path forward and overall pretty solid advice. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I love doing these type of reaction clips, and hopefully we'll get some more in soon. So take care, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.